What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Pokemon Emerald. In the last episode, we had the grand tour of Lilycove City, and that was pretty much it. Half of it was just explaining contests, and then also taking a look around the department store, all that good stuff. If you missed all of it, don't really worry about it. I mean, it's not a huge deal. Obviously, I was just highlighting points of interest here in Lilycove. And it took a while to do because Lilycove is a very big city. But in this episode, before we jump on into things, well, I guess this kind of constitutes jumping on into things. I'm just going to provide you guys with a little bit of context because I said before that if we head on into the Team Aqua hideout, we're denied access. And I guess I might as well actually show that before we get a move on. For those of you who would be like lost at this point and not know exactly where you're supposed to be going, because this is probably the one part of the game where it isn't the most obvious about where you're supposed to go. But if you go and talk to these guys who are blocking the path, what? Are you a Team Magma grunt? I hear that Team Magma is trying to awaken an awesome Pokemon at their hideout. But where might their hideout be? And the other grunt will say the exact same thing, so there's no reason to talk to him. But yeah, obviously you can't go any further, so let's head on out of here. Now, Team Magma's hideout, we've kind of already gone over this. It's pretty simple how to get there. Do you remember after we defeated Team Magma at the top of Mount Chimney, put a stop to their plans, rescue or save the meteorite from their clutches and all that good stuff? Well, once we traveled down the mountain, we ran into a stray Team Magma grunt who was just kind of sitting there staring at a rock on the path down. Well, spoiler alert, that's where we're supposed to go. And now we've been given a Magma emblem by the two elders at the top of Mount Pyre. And so all we need is that Magma emblem to be able to access their hideout. So we're just going to head straight on up this way and take the tram all the way to the top. And as soon as we get there, the Magma emblem is going to activate and we will be good to go. Exciting, right? It's very, very simple, honestly. It's just the game isn't like the most direct and clear about go to Magma first and Aqua second. It's just kind of like, I mean, you should probably go after both of them, but you can't really go after Aqua if you try, so I guess that means you have to go after Magma instead. It is kind of indirect. Anyways, head down here, and yep, boulder shaking in response to the Magma emblem. And there we go. All right, let's head on inside, and we have so many Magma grunts to fight. I do believe that wild Pokemon will appear in here, but I don't think it's anything new. I think it's mostly like Numel and stuff like that. So let's see. We're gonna probably use Narina quite a bit for this. Actually, I'm gonna use Raiju at first because Raiju's actually starting to lag behind a little bit. I need to not use Narina for a little bit. Okay, so let's have probably the most basic and easy to understand boulder puzzle of all time, and by that I mean you just push left and that's it. That's it. That's all there is to it. Okay, but there's actually some pretty darn good items that we're gonna be finding here in the Magma hideout, so do keep that in mind. I'm going to keep my repels up just in case, because again, I'm not entirely positive if we run into wild Pokemon in here, but I think we do. All right, let's head on down, and we get our first Magma grunt encounter. Get ready. Like I said, get ready for a lot of these. There are so many of them. Oh, you're actually going to tell me, huh? You're going to tell me what you found. Okay. He's going to straight up give it away to us. Magma grunt would like to battle, and Poochyena. So actually, most of these trainers are going to have the likes of like Poochyena and Zubat as opposed to what you would think would be the obvious fire types. That's probably the biggest gripe I have with Aqua and Magma. It isn't just that their motivations are kind of suspect. It's the fact that they don't really have, like, they probably have the worst variety in Pokemon of any of the villainous teams in any of the games. They really do just use 3 different Pokemon lines, and the only variation, or I guess maybe 4, and then the only variation is whether or not it's it's usually a dark type, a poison type, and 2 fire types, or a dark type, a poison type, and 2 water types. That's pretty much it. And it's just like, I don't know, it gets really old after a while when you spend so much time fighting both of these teams, especially in Emerald. Meanwhile, in other games, I would wager to say that the villains don't get quite as much or at least you don't have to fight near as many of their grunts. Except, you know, the only other game that I distinctly remember there being a lot of battles against the villain faction was in Generation 4, but I could still be wrong about that. I do remember a lot of fights with Team Galactic grunts, but I don't really remember all that clearly. I feel like this game kind of has the worst of it. Oh, wow, look. So when you actually look at one of these grunts head on, you can actually tell that it's a girl and not some dude with a gigantic beard. because the way their hair's modeled just looks strange on the side of their face. Oh, and also clearly different colored hair from what was in the overworld sprite. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right, Raiju, let's do this thing. Let's get you to level 36, probably level 37 before I actually put you away, especially because you're not going to have any use against the actual big kahunas in this place due to the fact that they're probably going to have camera upped, and yeah, that'll be a little bit of a problem. All right, there we go. You had pride as a Team Magma member? Is that what she just said? I mean, okay. I don't really think you can have a whole lot of pride in being a member of Team Magma or Team Aqua. To be fair, though, okay. There was only one, like, series of, like, the Pokemon manga that I ever read, and it was this one. It was Generation 3. And, gosh, they were written so much better in that in the manga than they are in this. I mean, clearly, you know, obviously in a series where there's more time dedicated to actually writing the characters as opposed to anything else, they're going to obviously focus on that aspect more. But it was like the only instance where I would, like, even outside of like the anime, it was like the only instance where I was like, wow, these villains are actually legit and their motivations seem like they somewhat make sense. While in the anime and here in the games, they're just, ugh. Yeah, they're bad. They're the worst part of Generation 3 for sure. I have to admit. But again, as somebody who doesn't really think that the Pokemon story in general is all that top tier in any regard. Oh, I wanted to heal before I fought you. In any regard, in any generation, it doesn't really bother me all that much. That being said, if we really are going to be comparing generations, we all know Gen 5 has the best story. And that isn't even debatable. All right. So I'm going to use... I should have used Thief from the get-go, because it's special attack and also super effectiveness. Should be able to take that. Never mind! Are you going to self-destruct too? No, you actually didn't. Thank you. I actually appreciate that. I'm only worried if you send out a null or a camera up, honestly. Alright, I definitely need to heal Raiju as soon as this fight is done. But I think they have one more. And indeed, oh, there's Nummel. Alright, quickly, time to switch. I need to be using Ghidorah too. Let's just go to Narina. Basically, the goal right now is to get Ghidorah to level 40 so that we can use both of our rare candies. Although, if I remember correctly, there is actually a rare candy that can be found in this hideout. So, technically, the goal would actually be 39, not 40. Once we actually find it, of course, if it's in here. Alright, there's another one down. Good job, Narina. And another grunt has been defeated. Alright, let me heal my Manectric, please. Thank you. Okay, let's see. I've got... I guess I can use a Soda Pop. Why not? Oh no, I'm 1 HP short of max. Whatever will I do? Guess I gotta use another Soda Pop. No, of course not. Alright, head down this way, and we're actually gonna go into this cave first. This is... Down the stairs is the way to go if you're trying to complete this dungeon, but this is a good side area to get more things, so... Oh wow, somebody that actually admits that they don't have ill intentions, they just work... This is just a job. I mean, I get that. I understand that. I hate having to do things at work that I would rather not. Like, obviously, there's, like, the orders you get from your boss that just suck, and you're like, I don't want to do it. But, like, things that don't, like, feel the best that you have to do, like, deal with, like, a customer who has a legitimate complaint, but then you have to kind of turn them away. Like, that always sucks and feels like crap, but when it's just your job, it's like... Listen, I feel you on that level. That's all I'll say. That's all I will say, lady. Okay, what do I actually want to use on you? I see Dig is going to take... Let's just use Headbutt. I'll just try to flinch you. And hopefully we can take care of the Mightyena. Because I didn't want to wait 2 turns for Dig to activate. I just don't want this Numble to attack at all. That's the goal here. Yay! Okay, that's exactly what I was hoping for. Alright, and then we just do a Strength and another Headbutt. Perfect. Quick Claw activates again. And there is 2 more grunts defeated. And I think, is Raiju still holding the amulet coin? Let me actually check that. I think so. Yeah, okay, perfect. Good. So we are maximizing our payouts a little bit. Okay, so we got an item here. That's a full restore. A little bit overkill for this early in the game, but okay, I'll probably just hang on to that. I don't know if I'll ever use it. At best, I just need hyper potions right now. You can hear tremors here sometimes. Could it be the volcano rattling, or is it never mind. Dude almost gave it away, man. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. Don't be that guy that's gonna just get fired over his big fat mouth. Really, a Zubat? It's so frustrating fighting Pokemon like these this late in the game. My gosh. Just because it's a waste of my time. Like those freaking... That was the worst, okay? That was actually the worst in freaking Fire Red and Leaf Green. When you go to that one island where there's a bunch of bug trainers, and it's like, this is like an end game island. It's like after the Elite Four, and you go to this island and you fight all these bug trainers, and they have like level 50 Weedles and Caterpies, and you're just like, Game Freak, I hate you. I hate you so much. I mean, of course, they know what they're doing. They obviously always have to put the obligatory 6 Magikarp trainer in every single game. Just go use Strength. Might as well. Freaking Game Freak's just a bunch of trolls. We know it. We know they're like this. Also, this video is going to be very, very close to the Pokemon Sword and Shield release date. I know I'm going to be getting it day 1. I'm extremely excited for that game. It is on Switch, which is nice because I don't... Oh, so, okay. Spoiler alert. I don't have the ability to record anything 3DS related at all. I have... And don't get me wrong. I have looked. There are no services that option capture board installations anymore that are like within a somewhat reasonable ballpark. I'm talking like under $500. Like there's those really shady ones where you can like mail it in and then hope you get your DS back. I'm not about to trust those. But anyone else, they just don't exist anymore. And buying 3DSs that have it pre-installed are just as risky because the sellers are never like a trusted seller. So, and again, they're in like the ballpark of like $400 or $500 if you ever look for them. So getting 3DS games is just kind of out of the question. I'm probably never going to end up Let's Playing any of the 3DS Pokemon games, which is sort of a shame because I would like to, I think X and Y is probably one of the ones I would like to go over. See there? Okay, there's the rare candy I was talking about. But Sun and Moon as well. I am a big fan of Sun and Moon, so I kind of would have liked to have gone over those games at some point, but that's probably just not going to happen unless Game Freak does what I think would be the very smart thing and somehow put them on the Switch eShop. If they did that, then all would be well. Which leads me to my original point of I could actually do Sword and Shield on this channel at some point. And I guess, would anybody be interested in seeing that? I'm not going to be one of those clickbait, day one YouTubers who posts out like 50 frickin' episodes within the first week of the game's release. Also, before I continue talking, this is my favorite dialogue in the whole game. This guy right here. What did I do to deserve this guard posting? My left ear is burning up. Oh, that's my favorite one every single time it gets me. It's so perfect. Anyway, if I did do Sword and Shield, it would be much further down the road, but if any of you guys would like to see it, let me know. As of right now, my current plan, at least for the future, is to only tackle Generation 5 after this. I'm not going to do Generation 4. At least, well, I'm not going to do Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum because they're just not my thing. I did not grow up with Generation 4. I wasn't a huge fan of it, and after playing it many years later, I still wasn't really a huge fan of it. If I'm going to play a Generation 4 game, I would play Heart Gold and Soul Silver 10 times out of 10. Also, my bag is full. Awesome. I got to get rid of some things. Do I have, like, a bunch of crap in here I can get rid of? Let me see. My gosh, there's so many things. Well, I can use one of these. Let's see. Let's use one on Shadow Ball there. And then also, I'm going to toss this fresh water because I have literally no use for that. Is there anything else I can get rid of that's taking up space? I need to sell these X attacks. No, I think we'll be good for the rest of this place. Let's grab this PP Max. Thank you. All right. And is there any trainers in here? Oh, yes, there is this guy. Yeah, as of right now, though, the only game I have plans to do after Generation 3 is Generation 5, but both games, Black and White and Black and White 2. I would like to Let's Play both of those games in the future. So, yeah, that's kind of really it. But if you guys would like to see a Sword and Shield playthrough sometime, let me know, because I would be very interested in doing that. I know there has been a lot of backlash towards Sword and Shield, and you know, myself included. I made that video about that episode of The Decree where I was like, hey, the National Dex thing is a very bad idea, and I explained my points, but And I still agree with those points. I still totally think that removing or not prioritizing the national dex is a huge mistake on Game Freak's part. But I also don't think that's going to necessarily make Sword and Shield a bad game. I don't think it needs to be boycotted. I don't think it's going to be some sort of travesty. No, I think it's still going to be a really fun game. I just think for the direction of Pokemon moving forward, that not prioritizing the national dex more is a huge downside, especially when a big part of Pokemon has been, for a lot of people, has been carrying their Pokemon over from game to game. I mean, I know for a fact I still have many of the Pokemon that I got in my original Sapphire and Emerald playthroughs back when I was in junior high and high school. Those are still sitting currently I think they're in my Sun and Moon game. They've made it all the way up to there, and I was planning to hopefully bring them all the way up into Sword and Shield as well. So, and I can't with all of them, which is kind of unfortunate, but I still have a lot of my oldest first Pokemon outside of obviously the first 2 generations, because those games are lost to time. Well, not technically, because I guess you can add red, yellow, and blue to the Pokemon bank now. And I guess Gold and Silver too as well, right? Yeah, you can. Okay, so those games are back, but they're not old files, obviously. Anyways, that's enough of me rambling. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Pokemon Emerald. I hope you all enjoyed it very much. In the next episode, we're going to be finishing off the Magma hideout here and continuing on with our adventure. So thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you all then.